Welcome back, and a child just lost their balloon, so we need to take care of that before we get any serious superheroing done. Or else the kid will start crying.
Careful now.
What do we say?
Well, we're supposed to head to Peter's apartment, but right on top of his apartment building is this challenge, so we might as well take a look at that. This challenge just tells us to get to the goal any way we can, which is my kind of race. I like having that freedom. Of course, it doesn't make it very challenging, but what can you do? I really goof up here from the start, swing right into this wall, but the timing is very lenient, so... You know, I understand that Peter rationalizes that he has to fight crime instead of going to see MJ and stuff, but how do you rationalize this to the people that you have a responsibility to? Well, I wanted to go see them, but I was too busy doing time trials. But we do get hero points for this, so maybe it's just heroic in a way I don't understand. Oh, we were just 1 second over the best time possible, so let's go back and do that. Now, you would think that we could head straight back to the apartment and start the next story mission, but as soon as we swing past this building, look, gangsters. Unfortunately for them, we didn't spontaneously forget our counterattack combo, so we're just gonna use that. I think this is the first time you get to see me use the dodge wrong. I press it just a bit too early, and then the guy, you know, slams me right in the face. Since we get a health pickup after we finish any of these, though, I'm not too worried about that.
Parker, drop everything. I don't care what you're doing. I need a photographer to cover my son's charity ball.
Uh-oh. It's already starting. I'd better get down there fast if I want to avoid getting fired again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to introduce you all to Miss Mary Jane Watson. Mary Jane has just agreed to marry me, and I couldn't wait to share my happiness with everyone.
So what's the hunk's superpower?
He threw a football on the moon.
Uh-huh. Red is easily impressed, isn't she? Shouldn't you try to find somebody more your speed?
Just what I needed. Love advice from a thief.
Are you still sore about that statue? I gave it to the cops already. I was just having some fun with you. You look kind of cute, trying to figure out what happened back at that warehouse. Anyway, my original point was, why are you still bothering with a normal girl? Normal is boring.
Normal is half my life. At least it's supposed to be.
Why? I mean, seriously. Why settle for being some schmo when you can be a superstar?
Well,
Forget it. I was gonna tell you about Shocker, but you're obviously busy sulking.
Shocker? What about him?
Oh, just that he broke out of prison a little while back and he's back in the city. I was gonna show you where he's hiding out, but...
Show me.
That's the spirit? Trust me, kicking his heavily padded butt will make you feel better.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's go.
Come on now. Don't fall behind.
So, how did you find Shocker?
Well, apparently he escaped during your little event with Quentin Beck.
Seriously? I knew I should have kept a better eye on that guy. Still, I was a little distracted at the time. How far is this place?
Not
Spider-Man! I don't know how you found me, but there's no way you're getting me this time!
Hey, Shocker. You look different somehow. Have you been reupholstered?
Still a comedian, huh?
Come on, Spider. Let's take this guy out.
Shocker here is a complete pushover as compared to his role in the movie game where he's only kind of a pushover. His main damage dealing attack comes after you wail on him a bit. After you hit him 3 or 4 times, he unleashes a big shockwave like that, which can take out around a quarter of your health or maybe a whole third. But you have no excuse not to see it coming because he stops getting knocked back by your attacks and all the light gets sucked out of your surroundings. So there's no way you don't know he's about to use it. A couple of sprint jumps or a couple of web zips should be more than enough to get you away in time. You may notice that I also jump before I attack him. This is because it knocks him slightly in the air, like a whole 2 or 3 feet off the ground, not as high as an uppercut would, but that way we can deal more damage to him without him, you know, canceling our attack. If you run up and just wail on him normally, he's more liable to hit you back or interrupt your combos, but he deals so little damage with his attacks that, this part of the strategy is kind of optional. Just remember that no matter what, you don't want to get hit by the big shockwave, and this fight should go fine no matter how terrible you are at the game. You may have noticed by the few extra icons on the HUD that Shocker's goons have appeared to help him out, and Black Cat will be preoccupied with those. Even if she wasn't, they don't really deal any damage. They're kind of made of paper. I suppose the highlight of this mission is how much you have to move around, because you do have to do a lot of jumping and quick maneuvering in this fight. Not just because you want to escape Shocker's shockwave, but because he also jumps all over the place himself. I really think this fight is meant to be an upgraded version of the fight in the movie game. The first movie game, I mean. Except it makes more use of your enhanced agility. But neither this fight or the fight in the first movie game are nearly as difficult as the fight in Enter Electro. But the boss fights in that game tended to make people very frustrated, so that might be a good thing, but I really like those bosses.
Don't worry about the mini stuff. I'll keep them out of the way.
I've been meaning to ask, how's your absorption compared with the leading brand? Oh! You okay?
Oh, yeah. He just caught me off guard. I'll be ready for him next time. Listen, I gotta get going. I have some things I need to do. See ya.
I hope Cat is okay.
There's a very good reason this chapter is called Cleaning the Slate, and it's because pacing is not a thing in this video game. But before we head to the Daily Bugle and start clearing the slate, there's something in the open world I want to show first.
What's up?
They said they would hurt me if I didn't call you. Please don't hate me!
Oh no.
So you might be wondering who these dorks are, and these dorks are Shocker's goons, the ones we didn't get to fight while we were pounding Shocker because we were pounding Shocker too hard. There's a very, very brief window where they can appear in the open world, and this is it, so that's why we're fighting them right now. We will be forced into an encounter with them briefly for story-related reasons, but we won't actually get to fight them that time, because they'll be on rooftops. So you know I'll just throw them down instead.
Again?
What's the matter?
Spider-Man, there are costume thugs attacking people.
Please don't hurt me.
What a rush!
That doesn't sound good. I'll check it out.
This is the second way Shocker's goons can appear. Doc Ock's henchmen can also appear like this, and in both instances, sometimes the civilians will call them costume thugs or superpowered thugs. And I get that Shocker's goons have little mini versions of his gauntlets, but Doc Ock's thugs definitely aren't superpowered.
Thanks. I thought I would...
Better change while no one is around.
Peter, great timing. Jonah was just yelling for you. Go on in.
Thanks, Betty. You were looking for me, Mr. Jameson?
Parker! Where were you 15 minutes ago? There's a Latvian diplomat coming into the city by helicopter. He's landing any moment, and I need a photo. Now get over there like your job depended on it.
Got it, Mr. Jameson.
Every time someone mentions Latveria without mentioning Dr. Doom, it reminds me of this really awful Spider-Man comic about a Latvian exchange student. Like, the kid shows up at Peter's high school, and Peter's a little bit weirded out at first, but he eventually gets used to it, and he's like, this is a really nice kid, I shouldn't be so judgmental. And then the Fantastic Four kidnaps the exchange student, and Peter gets all pissy, and he's like, no, what are you doing? That's a perfectly nice kid. And the Fantastic Four go, oh yeah, I guess that is just a normal nice kid. So they all have a nice laugh and learn to be less xenophobic, and then it turns out that the kid is actually a Doombot.
Help! Martians are robbing the Speedy Mart!
Alien invaders holding up a convenience store. This I have to see.
Make no sudden movements, Earthling. I require large amounts of your currency.
Sure, Space Dude, whatever you say. Just don't disintegrate me or whatever.
How low the mighty have fallen.
You dare to challenge the infinite might of Mysterio? I will destroy you utterly. You will bear witness to the majesty and glory of my power. Prepare to die.
Look!
You have trifled with my power for the last time. I will not hold back. You face your doom today.
Whoa! That was sick, dude! You rock so hard, Spidey!
Oh, I give up. Don't hit me again.
Quentin Beck, I presume. Say cheese! Great! Now to get these photos to the Bugle.
So yeah, it turns out the exchange student is actually a Doombot, so they have to beat it up because it's going to beat them up otherwise. And apparently was there to recon Spidey's school or something. A little confused why Dr. Doom would send a Doombot to Spidey's school, or what the moral or main idea behind the comic even is. And this was in Marvel Adventures 2, which I believe was aimed at children, sending out a lot of confusing messages that way.
I have to see Jonah. I have pictures of Spider-Man for him.
Okay, Pete. Go on in.
Parker, what do you want?
I have some photos you might want to see. Remember Quentin Beck? Turns out he was Mysterio.
So, Beck and Spider-Man were in cahoots all along.
How can you look at those pictures and say that?
I don't have time for your moral outrage, Parker. I'm trying to run a paper here and make sure my son's wedding to Jean Marie doesn't bankrupt me.
Her name is Mary Jane.
Yeah, right. I'll give you $200 for the lot. You can collect your money on your way out.
I can't believe that. Jameson would frame his own mother if he thought it would sell papers. did I ever do to Jameson? What could he possibly have against me?
Help me! Someone help me!
Need a hand?
Don't hurt me!
Wait, I'm trying to help. I'm so sick of everyone hating me. I'm going to go give the Bugle's esteemed publisher a piece of my mind. He's messed up my reputation long enough.
Get a job.
If you only knew.
Hey, where's the fire?
I don't have time to talk. I need to have a word with the publisher of the Daily Bugle.
Whoa there, mighty one. Take a deep breath.
That paper has turned half the city against me. I'm sick and tired of it.
Well, I'm sure that bursting into the Bugle offices and yelling will clear everything up. All I'm saying is, you may want to calm down. You seriously need to loosen up. Have more fun. You're a superhero. You swing through New York City in brightly colored tights.
I like my costume.
The point is, here you are. Powers far beyond those of mortal men. And you're pouting on a rooftop. What's up with that?
I guess you're right. What did you have in mind?
Well, I did find Shocker again. And I am dying for some payback.
Sounds good.
All right. Showtime, baby.
Surprised that you found Shocker again. Thought he would be smart enough to lay low for a while.
Well, finding out where he is wasn't easy, but I can be very persuasive when I want.
Not bad.
Hey! Looks like some of Shocker's goons. You should probably do something about that, huh?
Yep, I'm on it.
As promised, the way we're going to deal with the situation is simply by hurling them all off the roof. We did have to tie them up first because they can dodge our webbing. You may notice we're racking up quite a few hero points at this point, and that's because we're going to buy all the rest of the Spidey upgrades all at once for the final chapter.
Those guys are history.
No sweat.
Heads up! More of Shocker's boys!
Not a problem.
It may seem really stupid that Shocker left his goons just kinda hanging around on top of buildings, but there's a semi-decent explanation for that. This is the last time we'll see Shocker's henchmen, by the way.
Alright, now let's get back on track.
Yeah, lead the way. Whoa, this is an old Oscorp research lab. Shock's moving up in the world.
Yeah, some kind of space propulsion thing. I wasn't really paying attention.
I'm gonna find another way in. I'll meet you inside.
About time you losers got here. I must have told every lowlife in New York where to find me.
A trap?
Don't take it too hard, Cat. Shocker's a crafty one. No, wait, I'm thinking of someone else.
Get ready, here comes the pain.
I hate it when he says that.
Keep him busy. I'm gonna find some way to shut down that force field.
Got it, keeping him busy. Just let me know when you're done. Take your time. I got this. So there's a lot of ways to keep yourself safe from Shocker's blasts, but standing directly behind the control panel we can use to disable his shield is my favorite. Maybe somewhere in his brain it should click that this isn't working.
Okay, I got it. But it looks like there's another panel we have to hit at the same time. Find it and we'll shut his field down. I was right! Look at that shield go down. Let's go teach Shocker a lesson. Right, Spider?
Careful, Cat. He's still dangerous.
I'm gonna have to disagree that he's still dangerous. He's pretty much just as big a wuss as he was before. Just like last time, the only attack of his we actually need to worry about is that big shockwave, which he only does after we hit him a few times. He still jumps around from time to time, but it's best just to wait till he gets back on the ground, since it's hard to hop on whatever these things are. Some sort of space propulsion thing, I wasn't really paying attention.
Hang in there, Spider! I'll try to hack the shield.
So the fight just goes like this, shield up and shield down, until Black Cat shuts off the shield permanently, which makes this fight just basically a worse version of the first one. It's much easier and much more insulting because it's so easy to dodge Shocker's blasts while his shield is up. And even if they do hit you, it takes like 15 of them to bring you down. Even crawling on the wall really fast is more than enough to dodge his attacks.
Figured it out! Get over to the other terminal, we'll shut him down!
So I'm sure you won't mind if we skip to the end of the fight from here, right?
Back in.
This guy gave you trouble, Spider?
Yeah, well, I was young. Still about as dull as a train wreck, aren't you?
Was that as good for you as it was for me?
I have to admit, you were right. I feel much better.
You see? I told you, baby. Stick with me and you'll be fine. Come see me next time you're feeling down, all right? I'll see you around.
She's pretty amazing, don't you think, Shock?
I think my career has just hit a new low.
Ah, who cares what you think? If only all my problems could be settled with flashy climactic battles. Mary Jane's play. Maybe I can make it tonight.
Will Spidey make it to Mary Jane's play in time? Tune in next time to find out. Even though you probably know the answer.